Good evening and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us at whatever time of day it is for you. For Scion 2nd Edition, The Chronicle, The Coming Storm. We're brought here today by Onyx Path. We're grateful to them for allowing us to present on their channel, and we're also presenting from a new group that we don't quite know what it is yet, but it is a troupe of friendly gamers that we're calling the Beloved Nerds. You may have seen their logo in the opening credit sequence, but for those of you who have not met us before, welcome. I am Ian. I'm the storyteller for this chronicle. My pronouns are he, him, and right now, this is what I have going on right now, except for a Star Trek show, which is still kind of in the works, that is titled Star Trek Sagittarius. You may remember me from that. But from there, I would like to let my cast introduce himself. I will go to what would be my right, which is CJ.
Hey everybody, I'm CJ Starry. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing Ro, whose pronouns are also they, them. You can find me here, and you can also find me, so here being both Onyx Path and the Beloved Nerds, and you can also find me on Ink and Lyre, Lyre, and on my personal channel, which is also CJ Starry. Can't wait for, I believe, episode 2. I have no concept of time.
Episode 2, that's correct. We will go, I didn't want to be awkward there. We're gonna you, Logan, but you're taking a drink.
I'm more than happy to say something. Hello, I am Logan. I don't really do anything, except for this, so you can find me here. I don't remember what my Twitch handle is, but I'm sure it'll be there. Yeah, so I'm just excited to play and drink tea.
Alright. Megan, go ahead.
That's me. Hi, I'm Megan. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Lane Conahan, whose pronouns are also they, them. You can find me here doing the Scion stream and also in eventual stuff on the Beloved Nerds Twitch channel. Which, in addition to that, if you go onto the Phoenix Blue Zero Twitch channel, you will see our Star Trek game that Ian, myself, and then our beloved Ty is also in, for fun shenanigans. And I cannot wait to play more Scion. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Okay, and let's go to Ace.
Hey y'all, I'm Ace. You can find me here. You can find me, hopefully, in eventual future projects on the Beloved Nerd. You can also hunt me down on Instagram, where I am at Ulrich_Wolfgar for miniatures, gaming, and other fun art-related stuff. Super excited to be here, and can't wait to see where we go now.
Certainly not least is the final member of our cast who will be joining us for this episode and future episodes, Ty.
Hello, my name is Ty. You can find me on all socials at Hey Tyler Gray, Gray. My pronouns are they, them, and I play Kaz Olsen, whose pronouns are also they, them. And I'm super excited to come back for Scion Part 2 as an actual character. And I was gonna say, and not the villain. However, with this character, I'd say maybe more antagonist, not anti-hero, but antagonist. I'm not good. I'm not all good.
I was really looking forward to you killing me in that previous rendition.
Yeah. That was gonna be so much fun. Maybe, yeah, right. Don't count it out.
Always a chance. I would love it if you stabbed me. I would be very happy.
The whole season ahead of us.
We will have surprises for all the characters, so nothing is off the table, as they say. With introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and begin Episode 2, which is entitled Death Ensnared. You may be asking yourself, why am I dressed like this? Well, it is, of course, Sunday. I dress like this every Sunday. No, that's not why. Back to play one of our new NPCs, who are characters, as you may recall from last episode, had descended into what they believe to be the Underworld. We'll pick it up right about there, where each of you are enveloping darkness with what seems to be the sound of water under your footsteps. It is a sort of a damp, moist environment, and there is the sound of the slow rowing of a boat approaching with the tiniest bit of a lantern, which is the only light you can see in this darkness. I believe when we had left off, Jericho had just thrown up, which is the second time since thrown up in the episode, so it's good that we keep with our themes.
It's very important.
As you stand, the light continues to approach. You're able to make out that you're on the shore of a very, very dark river. And as the boat approaches, there is someone at the helm of the boat with one of those big poles guiding the boat, which appears to be flat, like a ferry. And the individual then looks at all of you and addresses you. I don't think it's your time yet.
Lane will look over to Ro and just say, Did you decide that it would be funny to play a prank on me and just put something in whatever this... Like, did you and Mercury try and play a funny joke on me and you put something weird inside of this vial? And they're, like, holding up the black vial that they drank from.
No prank. I just knew it was the only way to get out.
So, you didn't drug me?
I wouldn't, without your consent.
Well, thank you, but I didn't think that you would, but... And they just sort of, like, point at the figure that's talking to them.
You didn't.
So you are seeing that right now.
Yeah, I reckon we all are, actually.
Not to. Please, and I will be as polite as possible. That vial, you didn't drink it, did you?
Just them.
If somebody were to have, why would you ask?
Well, it's Styx water.
Like the band.
Like the band. More like...
40?
What?
I don't remember how old I am. I'm not interrupting something, am I?
No. Did you...
Are you real?
Do you mean, like, the river Styx?
Yes,
Is
the
that
river. The river is, as far as I can remember, this is the shores of the Styx River, yes.
What would happen if somebody drank this Styx water that you're talking about, hypothetically?
I think normally they would die. But you're not dead. Are you? You're not dead, are you?
Am I?
No. We came here willingly.
You don't smell dead.
Well, I mean, I drank the water. Does that mean that I get to go with you?
No. There's still the... this is all so embarrassing. There's still the matter of payment. if you want to get on the ferry to cross to the realms of my master, Hades. But why would you want to go there? You're not dead. None of this is making any damn sense.
We're in a bit of a dire situation, and we escaped it via stuff in that vial.
Yeah.
And when I say a dire situation, I mean that if we hadn't, we'd be seeing you in a completely different way, probably about now.
Oh, you'd be dead then. Okay, well, I don't have a manual.
I didn't particularly fancy it.
You need coins, or that's what it is, right? Coins?
Yes, coins is usually the way it works. I've been trying to get to the point where I accept Venmos and PayPals, but people never bring their phones down here anyway, and that doesn't work. It's a lot of paperwork. And again, I don't have a manual, so I'm not really sure how this all goes down.
I mean, I don't have PayPal anyway, so it wouldn't work either.
Do you have coins?
I
Not.
Nemesis will dig into his pocket and pull out a handful of change.
It's just 2, right?
This isn't really the right kind of coins. It's currency. It's currency. But it has to be this sort of currency that's lovingly placed on your corpse in some manner. And you're not... We really need to get a manual.
Do you think your master would grant us an audience?
No. Hades is quiet lately.
Quiet.
So, okay. So you're saying there's not a manual, but
Right.
I don't know if this matters to you at all, but I specifically, my profession is to help prepare the dead for the afterlife. So it would be beneficial for me to go, forward. And I bet that Hades would love Hades would love to talk to me. And it would be very beneficial for, I'm gonna stop talking.
It's odd.
What do you mean he's been quiet?
Well, I haven't heard from... Let me put it this way. Do all of you notice anything unusual?
Yeah, there's a man in a skiff with creepy black metal corpse paint.
We are definitely
I'm standing here with a fucking luchador and an author? What the fuck is going on right now?
It is awful dark down here.
I can say that, from what I can tell, you're not dead. That much.
Which is already unusual.
I suppose from your perspective, this all does seem a little bit weird, and I apologize for that, but we could use more lighting.
Well...
Or perhaps some kind of a welcome packet? I've been asking for a welcome packet for years. It has all the necessary forms and explains, and I even had a good name for it. It's called So You're Dead Now.
Still wouldn't help us, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. People with unusual powers up Earthside are being haunted, I think. For sure we were set up. And
sorry, Ro. What do you mean, people with powers?
Well, I mean, you speak to the dead.
I have some weird shit because of the fact that I died once, and that's personal. I told you in confidence about that. But
They have
Okay.
a point.
hold on. So wait, okay. Okay. So we drank, well, I drank this thing that got us here. Somehow.
Yes.
Got all of us here.
And do you
I
remember the artifacts at the
do.
party?
I do.
They
I
were
also
unusual as
remember
well.
that they were weird. I do also remember something else. Do you, friend, what's your name? And Lane's specifically talking to our illustrious ferryman.
Oh, Kara.
Yes. Okay.
But the Charon is fine too, or just K. In ancient Greek, apparently, the CH was sort of silent.
So,
Like,
do you know if you are this figure, do you know of other gods that also, or other entities that also deal with the crossing between life and death? Hypothetically?
Yeah. There's that jackal-headed fellow.
Anubis.
Yeah, that's right, Anubis.
You know Anubis?
Well, I met him once.
what was he like?
He's very serious,
Sure. Yeah.
sort of judgmental. If I were to. No, I don't like judgmental. That's not my job. That's something for like the Furies or something. But yeah, Anubis can. He's firm but fair.
I cannot stress to you how much I need you to take us to somebody right now, because I really need to see this.
Where are you trying to go?
Well, honestly, we just came here because we were trying to escape from the situation of people trying to kill us, but, I mean, if you could take us to... if you could take us to your... I mean, you said that you work for Hades. If you could take us to Hades, or, like, if you could take us to Anubis, or anywhere, that would be really, really great.
Eventually, we need to get back to Earth. And I'm not really sure how we're meant to do that.
Well, I can take you places. I'm actually sort of excited because no one's ever asked me to go somewhere else.
You can take people other places?
Yeah, no one ever asks.
Ro, you're gonna have to write a book.
But the issue is still the payment.
Well, we can't have anything lovingly placed on our corpses if our corpses are corporeal, if we're here. Flesh and blood.
Charon.
Yes.
Here. This was given to me by someone that meant a lot to me. She ain't around no more. But this was lovingly placed. While I may not be a corpse, I think 50% is better than no percent. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think that will work. For you. For the rest of you. You know what? Hold on to that. It sounds very special to you, and I would hate to take something. But you could do me a favor.
That we can probably do.
So, here is how this works down here. I will tell you the favor, and then as payment, you all swear here upon this river, the Styx. It's all very serious and binding. And then I will take you. I will take you to the place where you can do me such favor. You will complete the favor, and I think, well, you'll be back on Earth, at least. Perhaps I should tell you about the favor.
I think that might be best.
Probably a good idea.
So I'd mentioned before there was something unusual about this. Did anyone notice you didn't have to wait in line?
You know, that's a good point.
Usually there's a terribly long line. And it's like the levels of a theme park, but not a very good theme park, because it just leads to this ride, which, I'm sorry, is not very good. But there's no line. Something is stuck.
So,
And I have a hypothesis. When I told you I hadn't heard from Anubis, I think something may have happened to him. And if all of you could be, well, dears and try to figure it out, I'm sure he could help you.
Yeah, alright.
So, something has happened to actual gods, and... Sure, yeah. Why not?
Absolutely.
I think it might be connected to whatever the Hades all of you were talking about with trying to be murdered and all of that. I don't know. You might not have noticed, but we don't get out much. But we do hear things. Distantly.
makes sense.
Alright.
Oh.
So,
We've gotta-
I suppose you swear upon this river here. And we can get started.
I have one condition.
Yes.
I am bound to protect Lane from any harm that may come their way. I'll only do this if they're okay. That binding came first. It takes priority.
Well, I don't intend any harm.
Just letting you know.
Lane genuinely looks surprised at this. Like, because I don't think that they knowingly made, like, a godly binding, and so they're just like, that's so sweet, thank you.
Well,
I don't have any problem with it. How do we want to seal this?
I don't have a manual.
Nemesis
Right.
will step forward, dip his hand in the river, and extend it to Charon.
Okay.
I swear by the waters of the river Styx, I will find out what happened to your master.
That's very kind of you. And you definitely do feel something happen when you do that. Alright, well, that works. I guess. I'll have them put them in the manual when we finally get the manual.
Well, how about we get on to it?
Well, if you're ready, you just step onto the boat and I will take it from there.
Right.
Come on, Junior, it'll be fun.
You get over there?
As a small side note, just for funsies, Lane is going to take a little. They probably have a bunch of random vials for taking little test tube things. Just in a bag that they have, they probably just for swamp samples and things like that. And they're going to go to the river and kind of try and scoop and stopper some of the water, put it into their pouch before they get onto the boat.
I cannot stop you from doing that. Try not to drink it again.
What would
That
happen?
was my fault.
What would happen if I did drink it again?
Well, I mentioned several times that we don't have a manual, as I don't know, we don't really.
It would probably
You
take me
just-
back to though. I assume.
Do you just drink out of random underworld rivers that you find?
I've never found one before.
You make a good point. Quite the scientist.
I'm an explorer. I like to know things.
Well, in that case, this may do nothing and do everything.
It's worth finding out.
On the
I don't
boat,
know.
little necronaut, we gotta go.
Lane boards the boat.
You would probably hear under Jericho's breath, they begin saying night gathers and now my watch begins, as if to take an oath.
And Jericho, as you're getting on the boat, Karan stops you, and he, looks you directly in the eyes, in a very uncomfortable way. I just want you to know that, I can see that you're frightened. That's fine. A little frightened. But I just want you to remember that sometimes it's the meekest among us are destined to save the world.
Sure, that's great, thank you. I really need to sit down. And he'll kind of just push past and then sit down on the barge and just kind of look around. But in the back of the mind, something sticks in their head from that interaction.
I've always wanted to say that. I found it in a fortune cookie.
Ro will dip their hand in the river Styx and be like, I swear to investigate what's happened to Hades.
I get the feeling that you already know more than I do. He takes your hand.
And shakes, says, and then pulls away and says, I have suspicions, but not much use until we have answers.
Are you sure you're not dead? No, that can't be. Never mind. Alright, everyone, all aboard. Yes, there are some benches there to sit on. Please keep arms, hands, feet, and legs inside the ride at all times. I wouldn't want anyone falling into the Styx. Despite the legend, this has only been beneficial for one person. Most people just drown.
Okay, so you're saying that was true?
I've heard it's true. He said it was true when he came back. I didn't really like talking to him. He was kind of a egotistical jerk.
Seems
But that was over 1,000 years ago.
that feels appropriate. And Lane will like kind of lean over to Ro and pull out the little vial of water and say, "I got some water." And their nose will start to bleed just a little bit.
As we travel, Nemesis will lean over and say, "You're not wrong. A couple of animatronic pirates would really spice this place up."
Maybe maybe like a fake alligator that's just kind of like floating in the water off in the distance.
I hear if you fall in, you have to get all sorts of vaccinations.
Oh, I
Just
bet.
get real alligators.
That sounds terrible.
Honestly.
I remember every single time that I would go when my family decided that they would go, every time we would get stuck specifically in that area at least once.
I'm sorry, you went to the river Styx?
Yes. Yep, I went
No.
to Onyx multiple times with my family. It was a great experience. I loved it very much.
Hey, Jericho, we were making a Disney World joke, I think.
Fuck is Disney World? No, again, he's not that niche.
Well,
He
Ro will
actively
kind of-
lies about not knowing Disney World because
Oh,
he's
that
so
sounds
hip.
right. Yeah, that sounds that checks
Disney World,
out.
I've never heard of it. Like
There's
a
not-
Disneyland.
there's not much rowing to do, but I don't know if anyone knows a good rowing song. There
Row?
isn't any rowing to do.
Well, Ro is rowing enough for all of us, I think.
Row your boat, public domain?
That would work.
I feel like it should be at this point.
And you want to do an a cappella version of More Than a Feeling?
Um,
I believe that was Journey.
Boston, close.
I think it was Boston.
Also a great band. At least you have good taste. And Jericho will kind of look around and you want a song?
There's not a manual.
Just keep saying that over and over again.
You think of a song, and this shouldn't take. Well, actually, I don't know how long this takes. We're going quite a distance, but time moves differently.
We can
Yes.
go the distance. No.
That
Not
the
Neverland.
The boat pushes off and turns and starts to drift at what could be described as a very slow speed, but somehow moving unfathomably fast. And with that, I think we will turn to Kaz. Kaz, are you still with us? Okay.
All right.
Kaz, as you recall, you were given the location of an item in
it is.
Memphis. And so, once you went to that prophesied safe deposit box, you did in fact find the address you needed. And you deposited the vial into the box and you got the address. And from there, you ended up in a place called Winthrop Manor in Memphis, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big fancy party there, and I assume you probably mingle at the party for a while before you went after your real goal, which is the vault.
Mm-hmm. I have to make sure that there are witnesses.
So you wined and dined a little bit, broke some hearts, or however it is you do your methods. And then when chaos was at its greatest, that's when you mosey out of the party and descended down to the vault. When you got to the vault's defenses were surprisingly minimal. You may suspect that whoever built this vault depended on people not knowing where it was, or maybe not what was in it, rather than high security, so it was a simple matter of like cracking a very typical safe code. And in you went. And inside the vault is just a wealth of different things. Artifacts of every type from every culture. And a lot of it is on these sort of shelves that remind you of sort of museum shelving you see sometimes in museum curation labs. Lots of it. And if you go back towards the back of the vault, that's where there is some greater treasures on display. But you do see towards the back of the vault the treasure that you sought.
Okay.
So if you would like to describe that treasure.
Let's see if I remember how I described it before. It is a like medium-sized bowl. And there is a beautifully ornate serpent going around it. Like all the way around the bowl. What was the material? It was like, was it like gold casted or? I don't know if I actually said.
I don't recall, but it could be also that you weren't sure of the material, but now that you see the item, you're sure it's what it is, so it could now be whatever material.
Yeah, it is. It is like shiny, pretty gold. Oh, like almost like it's like definitely not like gold painted like ceramic or anything. Like I don't remember the material, but you know how like there are those like bowls that are like deviled, like there's like texture to them, but they're still metals. Yeah, like that.
Okay. Well, there it sits on a pedestal with a light above it, illuminating it with where there's relatively little light in here. There may be more lights, but no one has turned them on.
Well, that's suspicious. The light is only shining on this one object.
The light is actually shining on, I would say, there were other pedestals around with objects with light shining on them, like in sort of what you'd expect from like a museum display. Where the room is sort of dark, and then each item has its individual light above it. Particularly things low UV lights so they don't damage whatever it is. But the difference here being that, unlike a museum, none of this is behind like a glass case.
Right.
But there the bowl sits.
With my credentials that I was given, do I know if there's any, like, what are they called? Like laser trips or anything?
No. I would say that you analyze the security system, and we could roll for that, but I think that like the roll you would get would demolish that quickly. You looked into the security system when you were like breaking in, and no, there's nothing like that here.
Okay. Well, I'm going to carefully step up to it, and I'm gonna use the flight-fingered neck.
Okay. So
just in case.
you pick up the bowl, And after a tense moment, nothing happened. You pocket the bowl without incident. Incident! There we go. Yeah. Something fell out of it onto the floor, though.
Pick it up.
It appears to be a folded up piece of paper in the shape of a boat.
Mm-hmm. I'll place it on the pedestal. Actually, I kiss it to leave a kiss mark. And I'll leave it on the pedestal. And then I leave. Or start leaving.
As you start to leave, there begins... You feel a drop on the top of your head, like the beginning of a rainstorm.
I'm gonna look at the sprinklers. I would assume that they would have a fail-safe because this is very valuable. Things down here.
There is a fire suppression system, but it's not a sprinkler system because you wouldn't want to spray all this water. It looks like one of those chemical systems.
Mm-hmm.
But the water seems to be coming from a spot on the ceiling, almost as if what you would see is when the apartment above you gets a water leak and the water starts to pull up, blow the ceiling out. That's what's happening, and the drops are increasing.
Oh, well, that's not my problem. I'm gonna try to get out of there as fast as I can.
And that's when the water bursts, flooding the room completely, but a large deal of water spills out into the room and sort of black, muddy water. And also with it, 4 individuals. That's the rest of you.
I'm assuming that I got drenched.
Maybe. It depends on whether or not you want to say you jumped out of the way.
Okay, I'll be guessing it wasn't that much water then if I was able to jump out of the way.
Well, you do also have dexterity.
True.
But, yeah. The strange thing about this water is that no one is wet, including you.
Oh. What about the things in the vault?
None of it is wet. And the water seems to be now rapidly drying.
I'm just gonna look at these individuals. Right, well, this is your problem now. I'm gonna go. And I will start to go.
Who are you?
It does not matter. Bye.
What? How did we get... No. Okay. Do you know how to get out of here?
Yes, I got in.
Okay. Can you help us get out of here? We
Absolutely
don't know how...
not. You just fell from the fucking ceiling.
Well, yeah, we have no idea why we're here, and I have a feeling that we're not supposed to be here. Do you know how to get out of here? Can you help us get out of here?
I'm gonna look at my watch. Who the fuck are you? And why should... First of all, no, I'm sorry. You fell out of a ceiling with magically drying water. I don't think you're in a position to ask questions.
Yeah, where are we? What does it look like?
You are all what appears to be some kind of a vault filled with artifacts from every culture imaginable. A lot of them are on these museum-style shelving around you. The room is not very lit. The only lighting in the room would be these lights over these pedestals. One of the pedestals is suspiciously empty, except for a paper boat with some lipstick on it.
I like your hat.
Say the same. It's very nice.
So, I'm gonna guess, and this is just a guess, mind you, that given that the paper, the lipstick on the paper and the lipstick on you are the same shade, that you took that artifact. Which is fine, I don't care about that. But I've got a feeling that you're tangled up in this just like the rest of us. It'd be kind of nice to know how.
Whatever this is has nothing to do with you. My this is me, and I'm taking care of it. Whatever you fun bunch got yourselves into has nothing to do with it. I assure you.
Oh, of course, that's why it's total coincidence that we all ended up here together.
Yeah, I'm fucking stealing from a private collection, and then you just fell out of a ceiling.
That's not our fault. We didn't mean to.
I'm not seeing how I should be involved in this.
I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. We know what you look like. So if we get caught, we could say what you look like and we can get you caught. So you need to help us escape.
Good luck with that, darling. And I will once again try to book it.
Bye.
Should we follow them?
Well,
I feel like we're gonna get arrested.
Probably.
I think we need to get the hell out of here. Or figure out what the hell we're doing here.
So,
As far as them, well, if fate intends them to be a part of it, I have a feeling we'll be running into them soon.
Why did we get dropped here?
I don't know.
so
I would
well,
like to do a quick search for any artifacts dealing with Hades.
there are things dealing with Hades here. There are at least one amphora. But that's not the most unusual thing that you notice in this room. And so a couple things are going to happen at once. First, Kaz, you're going to get to the door and try to open it, and it's locked.
I am very sure I have lockpicking abilities.
Yeah. So that may be a problem. It's not really that suspicious because if something like a fire suppression system went off, it would be pretty protocol for this door to automatically lock. So that won't be so much of an issue. Who has the death purview?
We all do.
Wait. Yes.
I think except for Kaz and Jericho. All of you have the death purview. So that's kind of when you're getting your bearings and you're worrying about where you're getting on. That's when you notice them. There's a lot of ghosts in here.
Do you think? Oh, no.
And the
We need to
ghosts,
figure out where Hades is.
the ghosts look, for lack of a better term, they look lost. And a lot of them are, at least one of them, is trying to touch a statue that is off in the corner, which appears to be a statue of a jackal with gold inlays along it, what would appear to be gemstone eyes. And this ghost is just sort of like reaching at it, like you're not sure what they're supposed to do with it, but they feel like the statue is important to them.
Yeah, Lane will definitely very specifically fixate on that and approach.
You're seeing that?
Yep, I am. You're seeing that? Okay, raise of hands of who. Okay, who the fuck is seeing this right now? I need to know right now.
Statue, right? It's
The ghosts?
It's ghost now. Yeah. Why not? Why not? That's awesome. That is fantastic.
Okay.
Bill Murray coming as well.
This will be a conversation for later. And Lane's gonna go up and approach the statue more. And could I actually, which, like, Lane doesn't specifically know to, like, call on this necessarily, but, could I use, like, my guide, a ghost of Dumont, to sort of help interpret for me?
Well, with the death purview, you could actually just physically talk to ghosts as well.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that works.
Like you could see and communicate with them pretty much as normal.
Oh, okay. Sick.
And so while you kind of work out what you're saying, Kaz, are you working the lock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The lock from the... This is strange. The lock from the inside seems more complicated than the lock from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't you give me a roll? So what you're going to do is going to be an attribute. So probably, in this case, it would be dexterity, and I think subterfuge. And that's the number of d10s you're going to roll, and then 8s, 9s, and 10s are successes, and 10s you get to roll again.
I'm rolling 10 die.
This is...
I don't think my thing is big enough for all 10 of these to go at once. Rolling 2, I have 2 successes, re-rolling 2. 3 successes.
3 successes?
Yeah.
You're having trouble with the lock.
Dang.
This is more complicated than you thought. You might need to take some more time with this. But a strange thing does happen as you're messing with the lock. Out from the mechanism of the lock, like what looks to be about a dozen spiders emerge. One of them looks at you? That doesn't seem possible, right? But it seems like it looks at you before the spiders all scatter off into the dark.
I just kind of like jerk back a little bit and then like okay. And then I will try again.
Okay.
A little bit more like
Not
as full hands, yeah.
What you could do is you could try to... there's a couple of different things you could do. You could ask for somebody to help you, which will give you some enhancements to the roll, particularly if someone actually knows what they're doing. Or you could just take more time doing it.
I'm going to take more time doing it. I have too much pride.
So let's put your die pool back together, and I'll give you, like, you slow down a little bit, so we'll give you, like, a enhancement on the roll, which is like an automatic 1 success. So while you're doing that, Yeah, does anyone want to talk to a ghost?
All right.
Yeah.
Who
Lane,
addresses
why
a
don't you go
ghost?
first?
Huh?
Said, why don't you go first?
Oh.
Which ghost do you want to address?
Okay. So I want to talk to the one that is trying to like fiddle with the statue of what I assume is Anubis.
Okay. That ghost is... He's like, he looks like he's trying to figure out if the statue has some kind of a lever, or it's like he's trying about every way that a person in a movie would try to activate some kind of a statue.
Interesting. Okay. Lane's just gonna watch this for a little bit and say, just probably, I don't think that they would necessarily initially know if they'll be able to hear them in this particular instance, because I feel like it's probably, it ebbs and flows with when spirits listen, and so they'll just be watching and they'll just say, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, you're obviously trying to activate something, but I'm not sure. Do you think that the statue's supposed to do something?
The ghost will turn to you. And it's
You
like,
heard me.
I don't know. But I think I need judgment.
You. Oh. Oh my god. This is becoming. It's becoming like a purgatory. Isn't that what it's getting? That's. Ooh.
I've
How
been
long have you
summoned.
been here for?
I don't know. I need to be judged. I've
Ooh.
done terrible things, and I must. Is this hell?
No. It's not. I don't think so. You. Somebody'll judge you. We're gonna fix this. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine.
Didn't Karan say that no one was queuing up for the river ride either?
Yeah, it sounds like things are getting messed up. Oh my god.
Are
Yeah.
you the judge?
I'll take over.
And he's looking directly at your arm, Lane. But go ahead, Nemesis.
It's about time for you to be moving on, partner.
How?
Listen, it's okay.
The judge.
I know
Are you the judge?
I can be.
What? Okay.
Listen, you've done wrong, but beyond the veil, none of that matters anymore, okay? None of it matters. You've waited long enough. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to go.
He seems like he takes a deep breath and then
Just close your eyes and wade into the stream.
I'm afraid, but okay.
Ain't nothing to be afraid of. It's like falling asleep.
And he vanishes.
I thought they were stuck.
Nemesis.
Yeah.
I knew your voice sounded familiar. I feel like I've heard those words before. I
Kaz,
think that
did you... Go ahead, Kaz, did you roll yet? Sorry. What'd you get?
Only 4 successes.
Okay, but that's not including the enhancement, right?
No, it is.
Oh, it is including the enhancement.
Dice don't like me.
If
Yeah,
I
that's still
can,
not
I would
quite.
be. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. Not quite enough successes to open it. This lock is... And that one spider won't stop staring at you. All 8 of its eyes. But continue to roll. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What was it?
Can one of y'all help them out so we can get out of here?
Sure. Yeah. I'll go try to help out with Kaz and see what they are staring at.
Okay, so
Hey,
you walk.
Hi.
You walk over to Kaz.
Hi.
How's it going? Are you doing all right?
What does it look like? The lock won't open.
Oh, good. No, that's great. That's excellent. And they'll just kind of like start panic looking around the room to see if there's anything to find anywhere. I thought I had something that I could do, but I realized I chose something else. So never mind on what I was going to do.
Lane will kind of like hear this sort of panic moment, and he'll just say, "Oh, do we need to break a lock?"
He always is awkward.
Oh, I don't know. I've never met him before, but it seems like it. He's a little jumpy, and Lane kind of like pokes at Jericho's like ribs when they say, like, "Oh, he's a little jumpy." A little jumpy.
Yeah, does a little twitch, and please don't.
I might be able to help. I have had to find interesting ways into specific locations for my studies, so I might be able to help.
Right, yeah, because a whole career based on breaking and entering. Can't do it. I'm sure your little hobby can.
Yeah, yep. Thanks for belittling me. And they're gonna like they're gonna start going into trying to pick this lock. Would that be subterfuge?
Yeah, do you both try to pick it, or...
I mean, if you're
I'm gonna watch them first.
Okay.
Are you gonna like say stuff under your breath that will low-key help me?
Me?
Yeah? Like muttering to yourself like, "Oh, and then they should do this, but let's see what will happen," to low-key help me. If not, totally fine.
No, I would just I am frustrated that it's not working when it usually does. And also at a certain somebody for sending me here with, you know, a way in and out, and it's not working. So I would have just watched you frustratedly. And it might help.
It would be subterfuge and dex, or
dexterity, yes.
could I use my intellect?
You could.
My knowledge? Okay, sick.
Intellect is the power, correct? It's on the power line?
Yeah, it's on power.
Okay.
Which I think power is my primary thing. Sick! Okay, so that's 9.
So instead of finessing the lock with dexterity, you are using all of your mental faculties to really think about it.
In the meantime, Ro would like to just investigate the vault they're in right now to see if there's any things they're missing, not in regard to getting out, but in regard to Hades, in regard to the situation at hand, etc.
6 successes.
Yeah, the lock pops. The spider's eyes move to you.
Clicks it, and they like take off if it's a padlock or is it a padlock or is it just like a deadbolt situation?
It's sort of a complicated series of gears, almost like the inside of a combination lock.
Okay, yeah. So Lane does that, and then like once they hear that final click, they like turn to Kaz, and they just do a and they just like get up and put their little like bobby pins and shit away.
Watch out for the spider.
The spider?
The one
Yeah,
that
you see it now. It's a spider, a perfectly normal sized spider, just... You didn't think spiders could stare, but this spider is staring at you.
Lane will reach their finger out and like sort of make a finger bridge to the spider and just look at it.
You're trying to touch it?
Like putting my finger slightly under it so that they could walk upon it if they wanted to, but just like sort of very pointedly, like if there's the wall and then the spider's right here, they're just like
Okay.
You're just looking at it like.
Let me give Ro the information that they're looking for, and then we'll come back. Really quick, Ro.
Sorry, go ahead.
There is a lot of what you think, as you take a more careful look at the artifacts, almost all of these are related to death. The jackal statue, there's a Viva of Baron Samedi, there is like runic slates with references to Helheim, there's an amphora that looks like it has a picture of the ferryman. There is another amphora that looks like it's portraying the story of Hades and Persephone. But all of these things, there's some jeweled skulls and things like that. It all looks very death related.
So I know we've just picked a lock and everything. I know we don't want to get caught for whatever that one's taken. But has anyone noticed, other than, our friends, our extra company, that all of these artifacts are related to the death and afterlife of different pantheons? We might be exactly where we're meant to be.
Yeah, this, yeah.
The room is also still filled with there's quite a few silent ghosts still around. But none of them have quite the direction of that individual that Nemesis was able to send onward.
I am going to say something that I firmly believe, but you guys might think is crazy. I'm pretty sure that this is the afterlife, or is some sort of in-between state right now, and something is happening where the dead aren't able to pass on, because I legitimately talked to a ghost who told me that, which is absurd. And Nemesis made the ghost pass on just by talking to it, so obviously there's something going on here. So I feel like this is a weird situation, but also maybe we need to look at it from the perspective of, hey, maybe everything that we thought was mythology is real, maybe? I've always believed, because weird shit's around every corner, but I mean, I'm gonna be real.
While you were working this out, the spider crawls onto your arm.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm sitting there like having this conversation.
No, I kind of figured you were doing this and talking this through. The other folks,
That's the ADHD kicking in, where I'm just like, I'm focusing on this, and all of a sudden it's just like, actually, I'm having this conversation.
The spider, as it comes up your arm, it definitely looks like it looks you right in the eye, which is unusual for spiders. They usually don't look you in the eye.
Big is this spider?
It is a pretty normal size, the size of a typical garden spider.
I don't know what that size is.
Somewhat like not like a tarantula.
Yeah, okay, like a penny? Like a dime?
Yeah. A pretty small. It's pretty small. It's not a tiny spider, but it's not like a, Dungeons and Dragons monster spider.
Like a daddy long leg size spider?
Probably smaller than that.
A house spider that is like this tiny. Or,
Yeah, it's if the spider wasn't staring at you, you wouldn't find it to be any more unusual than any spider that you've ever found in like your house or your basement. Australia excluded, and then of course. But the spider comes up your arm. It looks at you in the eyes, and it looks like a light passes over its eyes, because close enough that you can see its eyes. And when it's crawling up your arm, you notice that its legs feel like little needles.
Oh, God.
Ow.
What are you? And they just are like looking at the spider.
And then it bites you.
What?
And then it bites you.
They just instantly, like, knee-jerk reaction, just slap down on where the,
Lane,
watch out for it.
I think it might be time.
You squish it.
And then Lane just, like, looks at their arm.
The bite just looks like a pretty average spider bite. It does not feel to be a poisonous spider bite. The spider, the sound it made when you slapped it was kind of metallic. Not the usual splort. Feel free to create whatever creative onomatopoeia for spider smush.
What can I sorry, CJ, did you want to do something?
Fine.
Just because I have a decent amount in like technology, can I like look at the remains of it?
Mm-hmm. You absolutely could. Oh, sorry, you absolutely could.
Oh, okay, cool. Do like can I tell if it's like a camera or what kind of technology it is?
Not exactly. It does seem to have some very, 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 very tiny wiring in it. Its legs appear to be kind of metallic and needle-like. But a lot of it does still appear to be like normal spider parts.
Could I actually, like, while Kaz is looking at it, is there any blood that came out, like, when it was smushed?
Yours or the spider's?
Well, okay. I'm thinking, the reason why I'm asking is if the spider, like, because it felt like a needle, if the spider like specifically drew some of my blood, and if that blood like spattered when Kaz smushed it. That's why I'm asking, because I'm paranoid.
No. Other than the weirdness of all of this, it's a pretty average-looking spider bite.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to see if, like, it was secretly something that was trying to take my fucking DNA for testing and shit.
The spiders came out of the lock, right? Out of the
Yes.
door? Okay. Is there any sort of, like, artifice to them?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, they have spiky metal legs. My immediate thought is perhaps they are not necessarily organic and more a creation.
You would get that impression. If you had the, I don't know how to put it, like the mental way to understand what these spiders are, you would think of them as like cyborgs.
Okay.
But, you know, who's ever heard of a spider cyborg? That's not something from the real world.
Damn it, someone's already created it.
But it's good. It's a good template for understanding what it is. And I will note, the other spiders are still in the room.
Ro, you have a theory?
We may be very much Earthside. We may be very much in the real world. But if those people with all of those artifacts at the party with the terrible champagne was any indication, there are people collecting artifacts of significance with the attempt to do something to someone. It may be the same here. Maybe why these souls are lost.
So while everybody's trying to work this out, I will say that you kind of start to hear the approach of voices from down the hall. Sound of footsteps from down the hall approaching the vault seems to be getting closer.
I would like to. You were looking at Kaz, and you like look away. Like the second you look back at them, I know I'm the person that y'all love to see with the quick changes. I'm not doing that. My hair is now like a short crop blonde. Um, and and I'm wearing like an evening gown. Oh, hold on. The lights go out and then they appear and then I am different.
It's dramatic.
Yeah.
You don't know this, but this is the like host of the party that I look like. And since the door is unlocked, I will go into the hallway.
Okay.
And I close I like crack the door behind me and like I put out my hand that's just like, don't fucking move to them.
Okay. So you will come out into the hallway and you will see the approach of about 3 people. They look like they are what you'd seen earlier the night for the party's security. They are wearing kind of nicely dressed for security. So they're wearing dress slacks and a blazer, and then like maybe like a turtleneck or something with it. But on the blazer there is a symbol, and it is what appears to be a hand on like a shield, but the hand is almost like it's been outlined in red. So there's not a hand, it's just like the outline of a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're wearing on their blazers.
Okay.
Interesting.
But they approach
out there to see this.
And you said you were looking like the hostess of the party, correct?
Yes.
Okay. They approach the vault and they're like, "Oh, ma'am, I didn't know you were down here. Is everything all right?"
Yeah, I had some security issue problems, but I mean it looks like everything, and I'll look down at my phone. But I mean it looks like it might have been a malfunction. Did you see anyone come down here?
No, ma'am. No one's been down
Well,
here. I don't think many people know the vault's down. Do you need us to take a look in there?
No, I just checked. There's nothing. And the lock seems perfectly fine, so fucking IT companies. It's fine. And you came down here for...
We heard some unusual noises. And, you know, ma'am, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't take a look in the vault. Give me... excuse us, it'll only take us a moment.
I'm sorry, who pays you to be here?
The organization.
Exactly. Of which I am a part of which I am hosting the party for. These are very, very valuable antiques and collectibles in there, and I'd really not like to not have anyone else's breath on them. I'm sure you understand. The organization takes pride in these items.
Can you give a roll for some kind of lie? So this would probably be a
I
social...
sure can.
Yeah.
We're really good at that.
So this again would be either empathy or subterfuge. I think subterfuge because you're lying. Probably against one of your socials.
What am I rolling? Subterfuge and what?
And one of your social attributes.
Manipulation. It's another 10 dice. That's one success.
One success?
Oh my
No,
god!
I'm rolling them one at a time. I'm rolling them one at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
That's another success.
Okay.
That's another success.
Okay, you can...
Another, what is that, 3, 4? 4
Yeah,
successes?
Huh? Okay, so if you want to... You have beat them.
Oh, okay, cool.
But if you want to roll the rest of those dice to see how many successes you get, you could probably use those extra successes to make... You needed 2 to beat them. But then if you have extra successes, we might be able to use those successes for something.
Okay, so that was 4, and then the last one didn't do it. That's a reroll. 5, and then I'll reroll. 6 successes.
6 successes. So, do you want to do anything to make this lie even better? So let's put it this way. You have convinced them right now, don't go in the vault. They're not going to go in the vault. They're like, oh, of course. But you could, with that many successes, add on to this lie.
With this many successes, could I get information out of them?
Absolutely. I mean, I guess it would depend on what kind of information you want, but yeah.
I want to know about the organization.
How do you phrase that?
They said they heard a noise. So Kaz will we'll turn to them. We'll sort of like pull the door like more closed so it looks like it's closed, because like they're not sure like if it's gonna like relock or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They really shouldn't care though. They got what they wanted.
No.
But they'll turn back to them and then they'll just go, Was everything on plan for tonight? For the end?
Is the end? You mean
Getting what we need?
The champagne?
The information that we need.
I don't...
Right, well, so you're a bunch of
high
idiots,
level.
and then they'll take out their phone like they're about to start contacting the head of this organization.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. We're not high level. We don't know. Is this a test?
You're hired security.
We're just...
This information
Well,
needs to be secured.
We're just supposed to keep people out of the sub-basement.
A bunch of idiots, as I said.
The project's down there.
Right.
One of the other security guys says, yeah, I think they got one of those supernaturals down there or something. I don't know. They don't tell me. You don't talk. Everything is secure, ma'am.
It better be. Go on.
All right. You can make your own way back up to the party?
Yes. I can.
Sorry to bother. And they turn around. You see the one security guard slap the other one in the head. What are you thinking? And they're gone.
So once they are completely out of sight, we'll go back into the room. I look like me again. Like as soon as I open the door, it's me and not who I stepped out as. You guys were mentioning something about ghosts.
We were. You changed your face. You changed your face.
Yeah, no, it's called being really good at my job. Ghosts? Yes, they're here.
Yep.
Sure.
You
Right.
can't see 'em?
Like right now. Right. And that would be considered supernatural, correct?
Yeah.
Generally.
So you can't see them.
No.
I mean, Ro, it's not very surprising with you, but Nemesis, I mean, you helped one pass on, so you can see them too, but wait. So Ro, you didn't see them? Or not Ro, sorry, Kaz, you didn't see them?
No.
And Jericho? Did you see them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Regardless of who can see them and who can't, they have been seen. They're here apparently. Ghosts are supernatural. There is a supernatural being in a basement somewhere. It felt like information you might be interested in.
I did. Some ghosts were trying to interact with a statue of Anubis, and they said that they needed to be judged. I'm pretty sure whoever these... Oh, God. That stuff is still coming out of my throat. I breathed in some of the Styx water, I think. I think that... maybe one of the judges of the Underworld is, like, trapped or something, because a bunch of souls were just waiting to be judged and they weren't passing on.
If they can't pass on, they can't be judged. If they're
But so...
that pantheon, then they can't move on to the field of reeds, correct?
Yeah.
Say this is all true. Ian, I have like the floor plans to this place, right? From what Mercury gave me.
I would think that either Mercury gave it to you or you being a professional, I don't think you would really do this without them.
Do you know how to get to the basement?
You do. You are going to have to kind of go back through the main hallway. Not through the party necessarily, but definitely back through the main hallway to, looks like kind of through the kitchen area and then down to the basement.
Okay. Right. Well,
the floor plans do not mention a sub-basement. But you do find it. There is a way to the basement.
if there's a way to a basement, I mean, I'm sure there's a way to a more basement-y basement.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps.
Where they keep Pee-wee's bike.
Kaz will look at all of them and just just. All right, and they'll take off their jacket and hand it to one of them. You're so lucky I have backup plans, and they will go they've stashed a bag of a change of clothes, what would look like catering outfits.
Okay.
And then they turn to, are you still wearing your mask, Nemesis? Or did you took it off? Okay. I didn't know if you just had to take it off because you didn't want to wear it anymore.
No, I can't. I don't like there to be anything between me and them when,
Right. You. And then they hold out their hand to you. And as soon as you take their hand, they look different again. And it's not like the other person. They have a high black bun with pearls around it, just very ornate. Whatever. And they're wearing a pantsuit, a really fancy pantsuit.
You look sharp.
Thank you. You are Oscar Thomason. You're a collector, and you're here with me. I was about to say Regarda. That's the first name that came to my head. It's so it shall be. So it shall be. I'm gonna be Regarda. And when I said earlier, Ian, that I was making sure that there were witnesses, it's in each of these looks. So, and I have introduced myself as these people, as these disguises, so people know who I am.
Fair.
All right. So I hand off the catering clothes, and then me and you, we'll go first. We will have to make our way through crowds. I will do any talking that needs to be done. And all of you, follow along, go through the kitchens, act like you're restocking. But follow me.
Ro's gonna
Sure.
kind of toss the catering outfits toward the other two and go, I'll be fine. And I'm going to use, what's it called? I used this in the last one.
Oh, the
Unobtrusive visitor.
Unobtrusive visitor, yeah.
You go invisible?
It's more like you just don't notice Ro anymore.
It's a lot like obfuscate. It's like if you don't call attention to yourself, you just aren't really seen.
I love it.
Did you change my appearance?
Oh, I don't think I could do that.
Oh, all right.
Right, Ian? No.
I don't think so. No.
All right.
Not without.
No. You just.
Not without spending legend.
I have legend. I mean,
You do, but
I don't think I need it. You look like good arm candy.
Fair enough.
And so they like make their way upstairs.
So do you, my last question, as you start to come out, does anybody take anything from the vault?
I have.
Is there
Can I-
anything that looks way too just beautifully perfect for a piece of art?
That's a difficult question.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Well, not
Like-
really.
Okay. All right.
Not really.
That's good to know. That's actually very disappointing to Jericho as they like gain some amount of like their head back on their shoulders and they start looking around and they notice like the statue and all the other stuff and they're like, wow, this is all dog shit. This sucks.
Well, you know what? Blade?
Joe.
One piece does catch your eye, and it's not so much because it's unique or it's awesome or it's just too perfect, but it's because it's sort of like, why is it here?
Mm-hmm.
And it is that little folded up paper boat. Like, it looks like something you'd make for a child.
Got lipstick on it too.
And it's got
Does it
lipstick on
say-
it now.
Does it say SS Georgie?
There's no...
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I thought you were just
Okay, sorry.
contemplating.
No, my computer froze for a second there. It was
Oh, no.
very odd. Sorry, could you, if anyone spoke about anything over the past, like, 10, 20 seconds tops, it would be nice to hear it again.
So,
Sorry.
okay, so we'll go back. The idea, the one piece that is strange in this room, all of it is like artifacts, treasures, things like that. What kind of calls to your attention is this little paper boat. Like I said, it looks like something somebody would make for a child or something, and of course it's got lipstick on it now.
That's great. Can I like grab it and just idly thumb it and look at the? Is it like paper? It's origami or whatever, almost.
Yeah, it's kind of like an
All right.
origami boat. Yeah.
That's fun.
Lane will also definitely go up to the so there's that sort of like statue of Anubis kind of. Were there any additional artifacts that sort of seemed glaringly Egyptian in that room, or was it just the statue?
There's a good amount of Anubis stuff in here. Like a standing Anubis statue. There is like papyri with like Anubis pictures on them, pictures of, him weighing the heart against the feather, as was his job in the afterlife.
I think Lane would actually try and grab anything that they're able to from that.
Okay,
I feel
well,
like they
a lot of this
they don't
stuff...
they don't like collectors having this kind of shit.
A lot of it would be pretty hard to grab. It's like...
That's fair.
You might be able to get some stuff. There's like a little tiny like basalt statue you could probably take of Anubis. But most of it is not going to like fit in your pocket.
That's fair, yeah. Just a little bit of reclamation they will do if they can, and as they're following after the others.
Yeah, when you pick up the Anubis statue, the little one, your arm does itch a little bit. But that's all.
Ro just wants to do a quick pass over to see if there's anything that they get a vibe about or anything that would be useful. And I don't know if you want me to roll like an occult or something for that. Empathy.
No, I mean, other than the ghosts that are all in here, there's not really a whole lot. There's some, there's some stuff that looks like it might be Celtic that you see. I will say that when you look over at Lane for just a moment, they look like a decaying corpse. Then in the next moment, they do not.
Right. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Things.
Mrs., are you taking anything?
Nah. However, I will tell all the other ghosts to seek me out, and I'll help them if I can.
They
Actually,
seem like they kind of hear you, but these other ghosts are more lost than the first one. You think maybe they need some time.
which additionally, on that note, Lane would also like to sort of try and find one of them, and specifically just if their guide or a guide of theirs could sort of point them in the direction of somebody that they're able to, that's like ready to move on, or that specifically jives with that pantheon, that Lane could assist. They definitely would want to, especially after watching Nemesis like have that interaction and being able to actually help somebody. I think that is something that Lane would crave to be able to do for somebody. So they definitely would seek that out.
Again, the ghosts have a little bit of trouble hearing you, but you think they might get it. Ghosts are always have a little trouble hearing people who are alive.
A little flighty.
Exactly. And they've lost their understanding, especially if they've been here a while. They've lost a lot of their understanding of like language and interacting with living human beings. Ghost facts. So, do you then now, if everybody's kind of done with the vault, did you proceed following Kaz upstairs?
Yep.
Ro will take up the back, just kind of keeping an eye on things.
Okay. Yeah, as you move upstairs, you've taken the preparations to not really be noticed very much, so we won't, there's definitely still more security up here, so we won't deal too much with them. They're not really noticing you. You look like people that are supposed to be there. And not like threats. And you're kind of moving through. There's some other rich people around talking of the things that rich people discuss, the prices of artifacts, and how they're going to get this piece that's from Sumer out of like the country illegally, and they're just absolutely terrible people that you don't want to have conversations with anyway. So you're moving along. Rose, since you said you were kind of specifically watching from the back, for a well-lit area that's relatively clean, there is a significant amount of spiders that seem to stop whenever you stop, spiders stop, but they're kind of like, they're stalking and watching you.
Spiders.
They're back.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, now that if Rose said that to you, now that you look, it's kind of like when you're looking at a sidewalk and you kind of pan your vision back and you suddenly see how many ants there are on the sidewalk. Like before, maybe you would just see one. Now you kind of see it. Like there's some on the ceiling, there's some on the floor, there's some on other guests, but they seem to be moving with you.
Question. So, it sounds like we've determined that there's like some sort of technological element to these things. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Because we're trying to be discreet and get out of here, that being the main driving force of what's like pushing Lane forward, could I utilize my wireless interface ability to try and like short circuit the spiders pretty much, or like tell them to pause?
You are going to try to hack a spider.
I'm trying to hack the spiders, yeah. I'm trying to hack a bunch of robot spiders.
Okay. I would
Not
say
the weirdest sentence you've heard.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird as hell,
other
but
weird things have happened today. So yeah, you kind of get out your phone and start to try to hack into the spiders, and that's when you kind of realize that they don't seem technological.
Mechanical.
They are mechanical.
Mechanical doesn't mean technology.
yeah.
So they don't have an interface.
Oh, this is bad. I can't fix this.
Can I glean anything about these creations?
You could try. You could try to make a roll for it.
Okay. I am still figuring everything out, but I think I get it. You do a skill and an attribute?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say I would try to do intellect and I would want to default to technology, even though it's not necessarily like modern tech per se, but that like sort of craft-based engineering kind of stuff.
Okay. That works.
Okay.
So you're thinking basically what the way that would be explained is you're really straining your brain to think back on maybe something that was like these spiders.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then I just roll the pool that's gathered by them.
Yes.
Cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes, 2 rerolls. Which brings it up to 3 successes, 2 rerolls, 2 more successes, so 5 successes.
Okay. You remember a myth that's not particularly about spiders, but it is an old Greek myth about a guardian of an island that was a robot named Talos. And the interesting thing about Talos is obviously if it was in the ancient Greek world, it wouldn't have been wire, but it was still technology. Talos, if you remember, was powered by fire. You don't necessarily think, I mean, I guess if the spiders were powered by fire, when you squished one, it probably would have exploded or something, but... So you
Alright.
get the sense of... They're mechanical, but they're not technology. I don't know, magic?
Beats me. I guess it's magic. Yeah, sounds about right. Honestly, it does make me think about old Greek myths and such. You ever heard of Talos? He'll just re-explain everything you just said until someone stops them.
Kaz will be the one that stops them, and it's just like, we can figure out the spiders later. However, right now we need to look like you're doing your jobs, and we need to get to that very important place.
I don't know. I don't know how to do this kind of job.
Go to the kitchen.
Just
Right.
when somebody tells you to walk in a specific direction, walk in that direction. And if somebody gives you orders, just follow those orders until you can sneak off into a specific direction. So just pretend like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah?
You'd probably be saved from doing any of those things if you just pick up a tray of hors d'oeuvres or champagne.
That's true. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Totally. I can do that.
Definitely offer those things to like at least a couple of people. Don't just run into people, because then that will for sure make you a target.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they just kind of get in the garb and are getting ready alongside everyone else, more or less.
Okay. So you will continue... You will make the illusion a little better and continue along your way like the plan says, which is through the kitchen. And the kitchen is relatively busy, but you know, the kitchen staff, you look like kitchen staff now, so it's not as if that's particularly strange. Yes.
As soon as we pass through the doors, Kaz looks like they're wearing catering outfit.
Okay.
Yeah. They turn to Nemesis on their arm and remove like their arm and then put their hand on his back, and it's just like, pretend like you're choking. And then just starts like hurriedly guiding him through the kitchen, like towards those back doors that they know lead down to the basement.
She's killing him.
Okay.
If anybody looks in that direction, they're just like, I'm so sorry. I think he's having an allergic reaction. I have something, an EpiPen in my bag. Just, you go about your business. I got this.
Goldfish.
All right, hurry back.
On their way through the kitchen, can I do a subterfuge roll to just pocket a kitchen knife?
I don't know what that's for, but I'm going to let you do it.
Protection.
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
Okay, cool.
Protection, defense, one of them.
Okay, yeah, so...
Subterfuge and
That's defense.
dexterity is what I would say is probably...
I mean, you're already unnoticed, like, just for the sake of, I think... You're able to do that. I think that's pretty easy to do.
Okay, I pocket a kitchen knife.
This is not where they keep the expensive knives. This
Yeah.
is the staff kitchen.
It doesn't need to be nice, it just needs to be sharp.
Okay. So then, do we all descend to the basement?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Going down the basement, there's a series of stairs. There's 2 flights of stairs. That's a little unusual for a basement. Seems like it might be a little deeper than you would expect. And you come into the basement, Down in the basement, there's a lot of typical kind of basement stuff, mostly supplies, batteries, the kind of stuff, just cleaning products, things that you just kind of keep down in the basement. It's extra. And a bunch of ghosts.
Kaz, not seeing the ghosts, will say, my floor plans don't have any sort of lower levels, but they exist. So look for any kind of trapdoor.
Lane will look to the ghosts kind of around and just say, on the off chance that it wasn't a fluke and you can actually hear me, have you found a way to this sort of secret basement, this lower level?
Kaz, is just like, who the fuck are you talking to?
The ghost
Maybe?
kind of points to which would be like a stack of pallets. It don't look like they've been moved in a while. Out over in the corner, and just says judgment.
While everybody else starts investigating the pallet, I will help that one over as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll start. Well, Lane will start sort of taking a look at the pallet and sort of trying to see if we can move it. Perhaps it's blocking something, or
I was gonna look at
that.
Kaz and Jericho and just be like, just to give you context.
Wait, what?
There's just to give you context.
You're
There's
talking
a
to the
lot of
ghosts.
Yeah,
There.
there's a
There.
lot more here.
And Lane is like looking around.
The pallet.
They're like, oh yeah. So by the way, fun fact for you guys who apparently can't see ghosts because you aren't as cool as we are, there's ghosts everywhere around this bitch. So just know that wherever you are, you're probably standing near or maybe even in a ghost. So just be mindful of that. And they'll just keep looking around and
Yes, let me be mindful of what I cannot see.
I don't want to be here anymore.
just stand
They're
still.
sort
Oh.
of like
Look out, Jericho! There's a spectral sea captain aggressively breakdancing right next to you.
I think it's sort of like skiing.
There's the ghostly
you're
witch flashing her
supposed
boots.
to look for the person that you can see, not the people behind you. So really, technically, it's the ghost's responsibility to stay out of view.
I'd hope so. I'd rather not be worn.
Right.
There's
so
actually
something
one
about this
oh my
pallet.
gosh, Jericho, there's somebody, there's one that's moving into your space right now. They're inside of your body. I can see. Oh my god, they're just hanging out right inside of where your form is right now. They're just sitting there.
Where do you think this is funny? Do you think this is hilarious?
It's super funny.
I woke up today and I thought that I was gonna have a fun time not talking to anyone. And now here I am talking to 4 people.
Time to be alive. Come on, help me with these.
All right.
So,
You have to admit that it's hilarious that all of us expected I assume all of us expected today to be a completely normal day, and here we are.
well,
I
As you
never
finish-
expect anything that has to do with Mercury to be normal.
It's a fair
as you kind of finish torturing Jericho,
point.
You do start to move the pallets, and there is definitely something that looks like a trapdoor, a metal trapdoor.
Okay. Is it locked?
No.
Friends, I think I found our secret basement.
Right, well, I'll let the ghost seers go first, since that seems to be
Yeah, I wouldn't want any to show up
what's
and
going on here, I guess.
try to get inside of me.
I'm not really a go into. Actually,
I'll go first.
no. I want to. I have to be the first contact. Actually, no. I need to be like the Enterprise. I need to go in. So I'll be the one. I'll go in first. I'll do it.
I will continue to take up the back to make sure that's secure.
So you open the hatch?
Yes.
Well, as is the case, more spiders come out.
Ugh.
But they scatter.
Careful,
And there's a ladder leading down.
Okay. Yep.
Are we all descending the ladder? One at a time.
So,
Unless someone wants to piggyback. As you descend the ladder...
Please, Nemesis, take me down. I am a gentle, sad boy. I cannot hold on to these hard wood panels.
We all just like totem upon Nemesis, and Nemesis brings all of us down.
I fold everyone neatly in half and put everyone in my pocket.
Oh, that's great.
Go down.
It's important that it's neat.
Convenient. It's a very good system.
Down, down, you descend.
The Goblin Town.
To Goblin Town.
Oh, no.
And it's not super deep, but you go down probably about 20 feet and come out into a what looks to be a passage lined in metal with a chain link fence gate. The gate is not locked. It does have a sign on it that says authorized Invictus personnel only.
Thing that they had to put this all the way down here in a hatch in a secret basement under another heavily fortified basement, just in case someone got here, then we'd know.
Maybe the good art's down there.
what's
Don't get your hopes up.
Invictus?
Yeah. Authorized Invictus personnel only.
That's
You're
the
not sure?
organization.
Well, you're not sure. You do remember back from the party before everything went to hell, over the PA came the words Anthropos Invictus.
Oh, yeah.
My Latin's rusty. What's Anthropos?
I mean, I assume some sort of Anthropos, anthropod, so like humanoid, I believe.
I would say that you get the sense that the term means like human rule or human ascendant, something like that.
So maybe
They're kind of combining two different languages here because Anthropos is probably from Greek, and I think Invictus.
yeah,
is from
Invictus
Greek.
is Latin
Latin.
probably, and then Anthropos is definitely Grecian. Yeah.
So, but the sense you're getting from it is like human ascendant or human rule.
Are they people who specifically like hate gods, and they somehow think that we're like related to that shit? Well, that's stupid. Why
One
would
thing
we?
is-
Okay, if that's
Ro,
what's going on.
Ro, you've never had this conversation, but you've had this conversation. It's reminiscent of something.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they clearly want to subjugate. No.
Is the door crafted out of anything in particular?
No, it's a very normal chain link fence.
Oh,
Oh wait, do we see through it?
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of dark in the passage ahead, but the passage ahead does seem like it's lit with some almost like some shop lights, and kind of looks like a mine-like structure, some kind of a cave.
I
Is
think
there,
the
like,
people here are the same people as the people at the party that we left. I'm sure you've all put that together.
Yeah.
so we're still at the party.
That was not my impression, but perhaps.
I think maybe we are at the event that the party was covering up for.
Regardless, there's something down there that we need to get to.
Oh yes,
Yes.
there is death heebie-jeebies coming from down there.
Yeah, we need to figure out what's going on and we need to fix this because, I mean, honestly, nobody gets thrust into a very weird situation like this without solving or trying to solve the problem. And honestly, we can't walk away from this situation. So
That's the key point, really. We're physically incapable of walking
Yeah,
out of here.
let's try and bend this situation to the best possible benefit and see what happens. So
Off you go,
out
then.
of here. And try not to die in the process, maybe. I mean, I don't care personally, but you guys probably are wanting to stick around.
I thought he said you were leading the way.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Yep. I have this. Okay.
Definitely do.
Honestly, my entire life, people told me that I was crazy for believing the things that I believed in, and the fact that now I'm supposed to be leaning on that knowledge, it feels really weird for me. Really strange.
This may yet be a mass hallucination.
It could be. If I just
Hoping so.
I'm just gonna pretend that this is a dream and just go with everything that I've ever wanted to believe in life. So we want to get to this basement. There's the thing. There's a hatch. We can go into the basement. Let's just fucking go. See what happens. We'll talk to whatever's down there. Because if this is some weird mass hallucination, and we're obviously the main characters in my little weird brain thing, so if we're the main characters in my little brain thing, and this is a mass hallucination, then when we go down there and talk to whatever this thing is, we'll be fine, because obviously I wouldn't kill us off. Right?
Lane, look at me. You can have the existential crisis later.
I think I might be having a panic attack.
Okay, right.
All right.
Well, should you lead the way then?
Bro, please take over.
great. All right. You're coming behind me, Lane. I'm not letting you get away with this. And we'll actually take Lane's hand, like almost in a comforting way.
Okay, so we'll have Nemesis open the gate. So all of you are now ready to enter the cave in the basement. And if I could be reminded who was leading and maybe what order you're going in.
Believe leading was Ro, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Second.
Right before the last.
Seeing as how Lane is perpetually curious, they will probably be behind Nemesis. Like, very closely behind Nemesis, just like peeking over.
Yeah, I guess I should say that you're not sand people. It doesn't have to be a single file line, so you can kind of be near each other.
You didn't mention if it was narrow or not.
It is not particularly narrow.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'll walk side by side with the big one then.
Yeah, it is wide enough to you could walk probably 4 or 5 abreast. It's a pretty wide tunnel. Maybe you can see further down it starts to narrow a little bit, but it'll be a little bit up the tunnel before it starts to maybe wind and narrow. And I'll remind you again that the lighting, it looks like at the top, it's kind of those fluorescent shop lights, and then on the sides they've got these construction style lights. So it's fairly dimly lit, but there's enough visibility for those of you who can't see in the dark. So let me begin with this is, first of all, those of you who have the death purview, definitely Underworld vibes coming from where you're going forward. But our first Necronaut, who is Ro, you take a step forward, and as you take a step forward, it seems as if everything in front of you starts to dissolve into the form of a bunch of ravens, like they're kind of wiping away the scene. And you start to see things. You start to have a vision. And that vision is of cities burning, violence in the streets, gods fighting men, men fighting gods. And you see other visions of the people around you. You see a vision that looks like what you think is Jericho holding a flame in his hand in front of a bunch of people who are... He looks like he may be protecting them, but he's holding like a fireball.
Oh, holding a fireball. Okay.
Jericho holding a fireball. You see what looks to be Nemesis holding a woman who looks like she may be kind of strung together in a very like puppet way, and he's closing her eyes. You see Lane putting on a blue crown and calling forth what looks to be an army of the dead. And the final image you see is this new person you've just met. You see Kaz standing in what looks to be a wintry landscape, and a figure that you can't quite recognize, but they've got their arms stretched out, and you see Kaz drive a dagger directly into their heart. And what you get in your mind is that if you take this next step, these are going to be the things that will come to pass. But you're not sure if you can't not take that step. Like, you feel compelled to do it anyway.
I think...
Do you share this with the rest of the group?
Kind of wobbles a little on the spot, like maybe they're about to pass out.
Lane will like sort of go up to them and like try and sort of study them and just say, "Are you okay? Do you feel okay?" And they'll like put their head up to your like forehead and stuff. Say,
kind of like looks at you a little wide-eyed, and it's like realization after a moment. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just a little I saw something. I saw something. All of you, actually, which is not the usual thing, I guess. It's maybe a potential outcome, but well, you all looked very powerful.
Can you go on?
Continue, or
Can you continue?
Of course. I don't think it was bad. Sorry?
Nothing.
I don't think it was bad. But I don't know. There's only one way to find out, right?
Are you going to tell us what exactly?
I suppose you would want to know. You were holding a fireball. You're protecting someone. It's very brave.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the further we get through this and the deeper it gets, I just feel more and more like something really amazing is happening right now, and I'm extremely excited. Please tell me that I did something cool in your little dream vision thing.
Right. Well, there's no guaranteeing that this will come to pass, but you were wearing a blue crown, and you seemed to have some sort of maybe a small army under your command.
An army?
Dead people, maybe. Anyway.
So that's where you get your ideas for your books. From this.
Oh, a lot of my ideas are just
mental
my
picture
ideas.
that you keep painting. Right,
But,
yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. It'll make a great book someday. You too.
As long as it's good as the Black Rapids, that book was bitchin'.
You two, in my vision, you were both equally strong in interacting with others, but I only get flashes of these ideas, so it's possible I would misinterpret what sort of interaction you were having.
Well,
Right.
well, visions or no, we've got work to do.
Yes, well, like I said, they're not helpful anyway. They don't do anything good.
Well, if I see a blue crown, I know I'm gonna pick it up and put it on my head, apparently.
Right. Sorry, someone else mind taking the lead for a minute?
I'll go.
No, you won't. I'll go.
You're probably right, Rex. Go ahead. I'll just be close behind.
The tank takes the lead.
I might add also that your tank can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I see a whole lot of dark.
Yeah. You can actually see in darkness as if it's daylight, so So everyone starts to proceed down into the tunnel, and as you proceed into the tunnel, you can get better glimpses of the walls, which are kind of almost like a honeycombed limestone with lots of holes, big and small, in them. But most of the holes are not at the ground level. The ground level looks like it's been a bit more carved out. So up in sort of the vault of the tunnel itself, you see a lot more of these holes. And in these holes, you do see your friends, the spiders, coming in and out of them, coming down with you. But those of you who can see ghosts see something else, which is you see ghosts, and they're stuck in these like web-like structures.
Lane will sort of go up to these ghosts that are stuck in the web-like structures, and they'll just sort of like try to touch the webs. They'll just like...
If you wanted to do that, you would have to climb up.
Yeah, I'll use my spindly ass arms to climb up. Why not?
Let me know if you need some climbing.
I will not put you at risk for my curiosity.
Well, we could say that you could maybe you could probably climb up on top of like one of the generators for the construction lights.
Yeah.
And at least maybe get like your fingertips up to one of these webs.
Yeah. Definitely. And actually, as Lane's doing that and they're just like curious, they like as they're hoisting themselves up, they take like a deep inhale before they do that final push to where they're touching. Mm-hmm. I would like to sort of like inherently use Scent the Divine to see if I sense any interesting things.
Okay,
you can
maybe
detect another Scion or god or legendary creature.
Yeah, to see what kind of information you get out of this, give me, I guess it would be an occult plus, it's a mental task, so something from the mental column.
Okay. I'll use my intellect plus occult.
Okay.
So beautiful. I love the sound. So 8. I had like 2 exploders. So 8 total.
8 total. Okay. As someone who has, at least at one point in their life, touched the divine, this is definitely some kind of divinity. It's definitely some form of divine magic, but it doesn't feel old. It feels very new. And not something that would come from particularly like a god. Maybe something lower than a god. But whatever created this probably was a being of significant power. This would be a good point to ask if you actually touch the web.
Yeah. Lane, of course, will touch the web, because of course they will. But yeah, like as Lane is reaching up to touch, they're like, I'm pretty sure that there is something weird happening with this. And then that's when they touch it.
Everything else today has been so normal. No, you touch the web, and you know what a spider web feels like. So there's a certain feel to a spider web, and it mimics that in some way, but it's really feels a bit more like monofilament. So it's got a metallicness to it, and it does shock you.
Ah!
Not badly, but... And some spiders pay attention to you now.
Lane looks at the spiders, looking at them, and just says this spider web is, there's something really wrong with this, and it shocks, and also I'm pretty sure that I disturbed the spiders that are a part of this. And they'll look to the, ghosts who are sort of trapped in this web, and they'll just say, you don't happen to have any idea as to what's going on with this whole situation, do you? You're just kind of trapped here.
Ghost does not respond to you.
Okay. That's fine.
Are you trying to speak to the ghosts?
Yeah. But they're not... God, this is a fucking weird conversation. I'm trying to talk to the ghosts, but they're not responding. But actually, I can physically see the ghosts, and very visibly, and you can apparently also see them.
Yeah, I can see the ghosts as well, so they're definitely here.
Okay.
I am of sound
well,
mind.
they're not talking. There's something going on with this thing.
Yes. Someone is trying to trap souls, and potentially worse.
Ian, you said last session that these spiders are machine-like, right? They're not technological, but they're like machines.
There's definitely a mechanical element to the spiders, yes.
There are ghosts and there are spiders. The spiders are the mechanical things.
Yes. I just realized that nobody said out loud exactly that the ghosts are trapped. Ian did. So I wouldn't know because I can't.
I mean, Ro did ask Lane if they were trying to talk to the ghosts, and I did say that something weird was going on.
And you are right up by the spider web, so.
Yeah. And I was sort of saying to them, hey, what's going on? Why are you trapped? What's going on here? So I assume Kaz is smart enough to piece that together. They're probably smart as a whip.
Whether they piece that together or not, they will watch Lane's interaction with the spider and the web, and then be like, get down. And then they would like to focus that concentrated entropy at that particular web.
Okay. So what happens is you focus at that
do you want me to
web.
roll?
Well, do you even need to roll for that?
What?
What does your
I don't actually think
say?
I don't think that you actually have to roll for it because you're not actually affecting another character. So what you're doing is you're actually attacking machines in this case.
Yeah.
So these machines don't really get to resist chaos.
And if you were attacking something else, theoretically your description should say something along the lines of an opposed knack roll or something like that. So it looks like you just get to do the thing.
Yeah, if you were
yeah.
If you were using this boon on a more sentient thing, it would probably have to roll to resist it. But
Mhm.
I'm getting the sense you just kind of want to break a machine.
Well, I want to see what it does because
Okay.
first of all, it zapped Lane, and the way that they're talking at this spider web, I can conclude that they are either talking to the spiders or the ghosts. Regardless, I want to see what it does.
Okay. So you kind of do that, and it's almost as if the raw forces of entropy itself start to take hold, and parts of the
What
web.
does that look like?
Well, I was going like that like parts of the rock that were steady before apparently were older than people thought and less steady, and so the webs start to actually snap, and it's like, you know, cutting a very taut wire. It's like, pew! You know, and they start to pop off. The spiders that are actually in the web, their legs fall off, and they kind of fall in back into the hole, not to be seen.
They don't fall down?
Well, they do fall down. They're in a hole. There's like a web like over one of these holes with a ghost trapped in it.
Okay. Oh yeah, you said hide like. Okay.
And
Can
so
I climb up and see and look at them?
you can climb up with zero issue. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna scale the wall real quick.
Okay.
Lane's like watching Kaz just casually climb the wall, and they're like, "Why do they make it look so easy? How do you make that look so easy?" They just like say.
I steal art for a living, and then they look into the hole.
That's very honest of you. Thank you for sharing.
Well, looking into the hole, it is very dark in the hole. It doesn't go as far down as you think. It's not a very deep hole. It maybe goes a foot. The hole is wide enough to hold like a human-sized ghost. But you know, if you kind of look in there, maybe you've brought a flashlight, or maybe you can kind of see from the shop lights above you. You can kind of get a look in there. Yeah, there's two broken spiders in there that are just twitching.
Twitching. I'm gonna pick one up and bring it down with me.
Okay. Yeah, you get a spider and you bring it down with you. I should mention at this point that when the webs come off, those of you who can see the ghost tumbles, if suddenly freed, onto the floor of the cavern and runs down the cavern, like further down.
Lane is just gonna say, "Oh, wait," and try and like ask it to.
It ignores you.
Damn it! I'm gonna do this stupid thing, and I'm gonna run after it.
No, you aren't.
Strong narrative choices. Lane's like, "No, wait."
Okay. Well, at this moment,
just like looks around and is just like, did they really just run after a ghost?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be right
You
back.
don't call it ghost hunting for nothing, bitch.
So you really do. So Kaz comes down with I guess between your fingertips, there's just a semi-twitching spider. Fortunately, it looks as if we get a closer look at it that its bitey parts fell off too, so that's nice. But it's everything that was mechanical about it came off, and it's like semi-organic, like little spider. But yeah, at this moment, Lane runs down the tunnel.
Nemesis is in hot pursuit.
And with, like, in addition to that, I don't know if it's possible or if it would ruin anything for you, but I would love to utilize my Ghost of Dumat ability to have a ghost guide me If it could be that ghost, that would be particularly fun for me, but if it's a different ghost, that is also perfectly fine.
It is probably not going to be this ghost. It could be another ghost that you could summon up.
Sweet, yeah.
But are you doing that like while you're running?
Yeah, I think that Lane, like, perhaps if there's a bit where they can't quite see the ghost that they're chasing after, they might be like, shit, I didn't see where they went, and then perhaps, like, in a moment of panic and, like, trying to figure out where it is, a ghost, like, sort of comes forth to guide. Very much like a person who works at a haunted house, just like whispering in your ear for just a moment, saying this way when you're lost.
Okay. So a lot's
Which
happening
has happened
here.
to me before, and it scares the absolute piss out of me, but you know.
It's good haunt acting. So a lot of things are going on here. You're running down and summoning a ghost guide. Nemesis is running after you. What are the rest of you doing?
Jericho's probably just denying all existence at the moment.
You're breathing into a paper bag?
No, they took the hits of their inhaler at the beginning of the episode. No.
True. I suppose we should probably make our way toward the two of them so that we don't separate too much. I'm not running though.
Idly though, Jericho will definitely like pick up or see if they can find the other like mechanic bits of the spider and just try to like fidget with them to keep themselves calm. Like, how does this fit? Oh god, what is this? What's going on?
That may become critical
knows.
later. Yeah. So the rest of you are kind of proceeding slower.
Yeah, a little more cautious, a little more aware. You know, trying to be aware of surroundings. Trying.
So you're running down. The ghost is moving very fast, and I'd say like at super high speeds, but it's moving faster than you. And your ghost guide kind of appears like, I don't know what you are doing down here, but I don't think you should go down there.
Oh.
You can't feel it?
Do I feel it?
At the mention of that, you feel two things. Yes, you are getting closer and closer to what feels like an entrance to the Underworld, because you can pick those up. The other thing that's happening is that, and I know this is not something that you necessarily share with the rest of the group, and that's secret too, but your arm is itching more and more.
I have to understand what's going on, though. Why would I not want to go back to where I belong? Do you know what I mean?
No, you don't belong there. You're alive. Whatever's down there is dead. You go if you want, but I'm not coming.
Well, you have to. Actually, you, of all people, should be going there. Actually. Just as a small note, not to be the bad guy here, but, like, you're probably supposed to be down there.
Awesome.
Well, it'll be happier for you down there. Listen, okay. Hey, why are you smart talking to me?
Have you been... I'm assuming maybe you stop. Do you stop running while the ghost is talking to you? Or
yeah,
not?
They're like, they've stopped and they're like, just having this argument with this ghost just in the hallway, like, why are you yelling at me? So for those of you that don't see ghosts, literally Lane is just sitting there like arguing with dead space.
But listen to me, like, I don't know if you've spoken to any of these ones around here, but they're not good people.
Well, they won't talk to me. Wait, they're not good people? Are these people supposed to be here? The ghosts that are in this area?
I think they told you they were seeking judgment.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
And so that's what you want to run down into. Judgment.
Well, somebody's got to judge them, right?
Depends on your beliefs, but okay.
We share the same... Well, actually, how... Okay, you need to go. You're giving me migraine.
I will go. I do not want to be here. There's like...
Yeah, just...
spiders catching ghosts and... judgment.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up in the fact that you're, like, around and... Yeah. So if you can leave, go ahead. It sounds like obviously you don't want to be here, and if I'm stopping you from moving on, by all means, buddy, go on. You do that. I'll figure whatever this is out on my own.
I will. You do what you want. I will gladly find another idiot to guide.
Excuse the fuck out of me. Okay, well now I'm gonna make sure that you get to guide me. So listen here, Mr. Ghost Man. I'm gonna ask you to help me and my friends figure out how to get to one of the people who actually runs this shit. So take that. You're gonna take me there. You're gonna take us to your leader.
My leader. You just go down there.
Yeah, okay, well, you're taking us there, and you can't do anything about it. So, eat that.
If your soul's...
Have some pomegranate seeds.
If your soul's devoured by a crocodile, it's not my problem.
Listen, I don't care. I am trying to get down here one way or another, so if I do so, if I get an early dismissal, I'm fine. Either way.
I'm not saying anything else.
Yeah, cool.
You do you, I'll do me.
Yep. You're a ghost, so I guess you fucking will. Please, lead the way. And Lane will just turn to the rest of the group and just say, alright, this cheeky bitch is gonna lead us forward.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I kind of like him.
The Hobbit milk? No. Yeah. The ghost that I've been talking to. The one that's right there.
Let's go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Did I hear him say something about a crocodile?
Yeah, that's just some religious mumbo jumbo. I did not run into a crocodile at any point, so it's probably nothing.
Sobek had a crocodile head. He's one of the Egyptian gods.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Apep, but I think that Apep's probably not gonna bother us, I assume. I mean, maybe, but who knows?
Up to me.
Well, I've never expected to be bothered by an Egyptian god of the dead, but now I'll have to second guess myself. Shall we?
What a time to be alive.
Truly.
Okay, so
it's hard for me to protect you when you keep running after the dead.
Well, that's why I have you here, right?
No,
Friend, you should try being their spirit guide. It is...
I have a hard enough time being their physical guide. Come on,
excuse me. Can we stop talking about how difficult it is to, like, be around me? I have enough to talk to my therapist about as it is.
After this,
how hard it is.
You better book extra sessions.
Oh boy.
I wish that I had eyelids.
He's expensive, guys. I don't have insurance.
Witness that I no longer have eyes, but I would be rolling my eyes as hard as I can.
I mean, I'm on your side here, Lane, but aren't you a prolific influencer? I'm sure you can afford a therapist.
What's your name, pal?
Making
remember
things about ghosts and things like that is not exactly super lucrative.
Well, I will be very happy to buy you your next birthday present in advance.
Come on. Well, yes.
Okay.
I was more so getting Ian's attention.
Okay.
Kaz, while this is all happening, is going to just walk past them and go further into.
When Rose says come on, they'll start following Kaz as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Frantically.
yeah, as we continue down the tunnel, the ghost guide, of course, is just kind of floating with their arms folded, just like.
Lane's just like low-key talking to them and is just like, honestly, I'm trying to figure stuff out, because obviously if there's a bunch of people who are just waiting for judgment, it's going to be a problem, and you're just stuck here doing whatever and following me, a stupid chucklehead, so... And they're just like trying to make the situation better with this ghost, but they're likely just making the ghost more irritated.
The ghost doesn't want to talk to you anymore. It has to, but it doesn't want to. And the tunnel, as you kind of proceed down, it's still lit reasonably well, but it does close in a little bit. And as you come towards the end of the tunnel, or what appears to be the end of the tunnel, you do come to a very wide open chamber, like a vaulted ceiling. The inside of it is very similar to the rest of the cavern. There are a lot of pockmarked like holes in the ceiling, and pretty much all over the chamber in this case, except for the floor. That would be unusual if you all hadn't already seen all that, but what's more unusual is you see at the end of the chamber what appears to be something that looks like an impromptu medical tent. And it's set up, and inside the medical tent, which is mostly clear so that you can see into it, there is somebody that looks like a doctor, and there's sort of what looks to be a dark-skinned man in sunglasses on a gurney, and the doctor is sort of adjusting what looks to be an IV on them, and then turns and is looking at some monitors next to the individual, reading some levels. And then off to the side of the medical tent, there is also what appears to be something that looks an awful lot like a large generator. And there are two individuals kind of working with the generator, and they are, at the moment that you're looking, they're pulling what looks to be a battery off of the generator and then taking the battery over to some shop shelves to one side of the chamber. I think Kaz was going to do something.
Do either figures in the medical tent look even remotely like someone we've seen before?
No.
Okay. This is a very weird place to see this kind of shit. So Lane will sort of like lean over and whisper to the ghost and just say, "Do you have any idea what is going on here? Or do you know who these people are?"
You don't know who that is?
No.
Well, I should be more specific. You absolutely do not recognize the person on the stretcher. I shouldn't say person.
I don't remember / I've never met them.
That's Anubis.
As in, like, Anubis.
Yeah, don't wake him up.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what about Anubis? I'm only hearing half the conversation here.
No, maybe we shouldn't be saying that. Sorry, hold on. Oh.
How?
Sorry. Yeah.
Are you saying all this out loud, by the way?
I
assume you are.
Yes. And then I said, don't say that out loud. Like, wait a second. Hold on.
Why should we wait?
So, why should we not say that name?
I'm not saying his name. Just wake him up. He'll probably judge us all.
No, but isn't that what we want?
I don't know why you'd want that. I want that. Like, you've read up on this, right? Like, he'll...
Don't you want to be at rest?
Sorry to interrupt this debate on whether or not dying prematurely is fun. Are they hosing the sunglasses against its will, do you think? Because that's
Well, if
the
it's...
basement and the battery, kind of.
Well, obviously it's... I mean, if it's asleep, and they're... Are they... I mean, I'm sorry.
Experimenting?
Sorry, what is your name? Lane says to this ghost.
I don't remember.
Joseph. Joseph,
Sure.
do you understand what's happening here aside from who that is? The person who we will not name currently?
Not in the slightest.
Ro quietly to Kaz and Jericho is just gonna say,
The ghost has just said that the thing with the sunglasses is a god.
Ty, were you saying something?
Yeah.
And Kaz is just like, what? And also I would like to, you said that, like, there were monitors, and I'm guessing, I am going to assume hospital monitors. I don't know why they're hooked up to a god or why they would work on a god, but is there anything that is like any kind of technology that I can like hack into and get information that they're using?
Not that you can see, but there does appear to be a computer terminal.
I am gonna
like a
assume
laptop,
also,
I would say. In the room
that what?
Well, in the tent with the person.
I'm gonna assume that my 3 dots in technology, even though it says security systems, I don't know if it's like specifically security systems or if I'm good at, you know.
It's all
I don't know.
technology. Security systems is just the specialty.
Okay. So I can hack into that computer.
Well, you'd have to. I assume you'd have to get close to it, right?
I mean, if you're thinking about how actual hacking works, I just need a phone or something.
I was actually gonna say I might be able to help you with that because I have the NAC wireless interface, so I can be I can screw with technology without having to touch it, pretty much. So I could mess with that stuff from a distance, if that's
Okay.
what we're trying to do.
You could combo up on that action. Essentially, you would be using something like Lane's phone, and then you would be hacking through Lane's phone would interface with the computer, and then you would be hacking through Lane's phone.
Yeah, so we could use your hacking skills with my ability to connect.
And then Nemesis, you were about to say something?
Y'all need a distraction.
If we can be quiet first, that might be wise.
So, sorry. None of that was in character. So I want to be dramatic, and while you're talking to the ghost, and Kaz is hearing none of that one-side conversation and just hearing Lane talking to themselves, they are going to reach into their pocket and grab their phone. Mid-ghost conversation.
Oh, into Lane's pocket? It's just like hanging out right here, and you just.
Yeah. You're just talking to your little ghost friend, and I'm just gonna be like.
Please do note that Lane's phone, this is genuinely the case that Lane would have, which is it's a slightly, barbaric lady stabbing somebody on a ritual altar, and it has glitter!
Classic Frank Frazetta.
Yeah, it's a Frank Frazetta art piece.
Ian, how many thingies do I roll?
So
like what it's technology and
it's going to be technology plus I'm going to say one of your mental attributes. Like probably the center one, which is like forgetting what it's called.
I mean, if you think that is going to get me hacking, you are a much kinder storyteller than many.
I would say make intellect plus technology.
Ugh. I can't. Okay, so that is.
Although I feel like finesse might also work, right?
Yeah, you could use if their finesse attribute is better. Feel free to use that.
I mean, it is, but it's cunning. So I don't know. You know this game better than me, so I wouldn't think that would go towards technology. But if you think it does, sure.
You get to pick. Literally, like
okay,
that's how this works.
Basically, if you can make a case for it, like if it's really off the wall, sometimes your storyteller will be like, "Nah, bro," but like you get to make a case for whatever the hell you want. That's one of the cool things about the story path.
Yeah, so it's basically are you just powering through this? Or are you finessing it? And so you could make. I think it's very easy to make a case with hacking that you're like.
Well, yeah, and
actively,
Loki's
like,
the fucking
fighting the
Loki
system.
is the finesse fiend, you know?
I would, yeah. I'm always finessing.
There you go. So,
okay,
and then if that's your better stat, like, absolutely use it.
100 times. I just don't know if you're gonna be like picky about it.
We're trying to have fun.
I don't think story path actually allows me to be super picky about stuff. It allows us to create a good narrative.
And arguably, that is far more important.
So true.
The treasure really is the friends that we made along the way.
Alright, I don't have my little dice pad, so I'm just gonna be rolling on my desk, and it might be a little loud, sorry.
It's a satisfying sound.
Zero. That one doesn't count. I lost it. But zeros are rerolls, right?
Yes.
That is 4 successes.
Okay. So the way that this will work is Lane's phone starts to download the data from the computer. But that's when something else happens. Is you're working the phone and you feel something drip on the top of your head. And it kind of burns.
I'm going to. It's currently downloading, right? Like I don't really need to do anything else.
Yeah, you could just set the phone aside. It's getting the data from the computer.
Okay. Like sort of like a subconscious move. They like hold the bag that the bowl is in. But they're gonna take a step back and look up.
Okay. You take a step back, like, yeah, the burning wasn't bad, but it's definitely something a little bit acidic. And as our players begin to confront the true danger of this cave, I think that's a good cliffhanger to leave us off on. I'd like to thank Onyx Path and the Beloved Nerds for letting us have a show today. And, of course, I would like to thank my players who have always done a wonderful job. So like and subscribe both to Onyx Path and the Beloved Nerds Twitch channels, and we will see you next time.